think, because it was just so frail, and that certain Pokemon like Gengar really just
I
invalidated
think
it.
it won a regional, right, in 2018, something like that.
I'm not sure. It might
it
have,
was-
but I have no idea.
Yeah.
Don't go fact check yourself
Yeah.
if you want to know.
The first time I ever started looking into Chelgar was back in 2016. I looked at it and I thought, you know what? It's faster than everything, right? Because the meta wasn't very fast. Its Acid Spray is really good support. Final Gambit's decent enough. It doesn't take out a lot of stuff, but it can give you a free switch in, which was really good in 2016.
That's right.
And if it's shipped, it still takes it out. But we're going to be starting the match right away.
All right, right away. Well, we have to go through team preview first.
Sorry, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's all right. So, again, on Trevor's side, we have Duskmane Necrozma, Groudon, Aerodactyl, Tapu Lele, Excelgor, and the Xurkitree. So, lots of unfamiliar faces coming out, at least in this format. Maybe some underexplored options like Aerodactyl. Meanwhile, on Jared's side, we've got that Lunala, Smeargle, Zapdos, Lucario, Ditto, and Rayquaza. The order is a little different from what I have in my box, but it definitely does work, those 6.
Why does the order matter?
It doesn't really matter, but I mean,
it matters. I always like having the 2 restricteds on top.
That's right. That's what I
And
have.
then my Fluttermon's like in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I got.
It's always
2 mons
tricky
on
when
top.
I see the restrictions are like at the 2 corners, right?
I mean, sometimes they can make a big impact on how the opponent chooses their Pokemon.
Yeah, no,
you
I
know?
actually did do that once.
So,
Like, I had it was a bad team I had in 2016, but I put Swampert in Kyogre at the top, right? So they think Mega Swampert, right?
yeah.
And then I don't bring Mega Swampert.
Yeah, well, of course. It's just kind of a mind game. But it looks like Jared's already locked. He kind of had maybe theoried the matchup while in the bathroom or something. I do have to say it looks really scary. I don't know what he can do with Excelgor being as fast as it is. You can't really extreme speed and Psychic Train either. So
Yeah.
there's no Tapu on Jared's side. There's no way to really get around it. You just got to deal.
Since Jared's Rayquaza is Dragonite, I assume it's probably Adamant Nature. I could be wrong. So it might.
Well, I know, but
It might need to. Oh, right, because it's your team. That's why he's using Dragonite. So, like, he might need to Dragonite to outspeed the Shelgor. Shelgor's just that fast. So we see, kind of a standard lead for, a standard for lead as Trevor's team again.
Yeah.
Shelgor's Tapu Lele versus Jared's Lunala and Smeargle.
yeah. So Lunala, Smeargle, pretty, attention dividing lead. You've got on the one hand this very bulky, very strong Pokemon that does a lot of damage, versus Smeargle, the support. Usually carries Fake Out, but right now it's not going to be very useful. But
Yeah.
also carries Spore very commonly. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Trevor try to take out the Smeargle this turn, prevent a Spore from going up. But at the same time, you'll lose out because the Lunala will be able to go for strong Moon Guys, strong Z move, whatever.
Follow
Let's
me
see.
from Smeargle. Oh, Struggle Bug.
Struggle
That was
Bug.
a very good move.
Yep. It is going to lower that special attack on Lunala, so this Moon Guy's Beam really not going to be that threatening anymore. Definitely doesn't threaten the one-hit knockout
Especially
on
with
Tapu Lele.
Shelgor at Puffle Special. I'm probably going for Lele here. But
Yeah,
I'm all-
this is still going to do a lot of damage. It is a Moon Guy's Beam, so let's see the damage. It's actually still going to clean it up.
Oh,
wow, okay, so maybe that might have mattered, yeah.
I think Trevor would be the kind of person to put Bulk into his Lele. I'm not entirely sure, though.
Well, it looked like a standard Scarflate, so maybe not.
So, based on this drop from Smeargle, did you catch the...
I think it was a defense boost,
Yeah,
so
that's what it was, too.
pretty not consequential.
Depends on what he switches in. It could be significant. It's hard to say.
That's true. But with Excelgor still on the field, Excelgor is useful for its utility moves like Acid Spray, Struggle Bug, but its really only damaging move is that Final Gambit, like we said before. So he's going to have to sacrifice, his own Excelgor if he wants to get rid of Smeargle immediately. Don't know how fast his Groudon is, so maybe that's a faster Groudon can outspeed the Smeargle.
I'd say probably not very fast. Just looking at the fact that he has Tailwind and a potential Trick Room user,
Yeah.
probably has that middling speed, so Smeargle will be faster.
So, you can always Encore Smeargle into Follow Me. That's an option you have. Lunala probably isn't going to look to stay around at -1 special attack, and having the shield broken also kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So I would say that Lunala gets pulled out as Spore, maybe tries to come out for Jared. But losing Lele that first turn for Trevor, a real heartbreaker. Didn't even get to throw out an attack, so we don't really know if it's Scarf or not. Just know it's not sashed.
Yeah, that's true. But that's because you know what Lunala's item is.
Oh yeah, I know. I think people already know. It's probably
Yeah, it has been on stream a few times.
you've seen it on stream. It's Scarf.
Now that everyone knows that, you and Jared have the same move.
Yeah, it's Scarf. So there's nothing to really know about that. He's just gonna keep going with the Follow Me. It works so well in top 4. He might as well keep doing it.
He could Struggle Bug again.
Gonna see an Encore.
But it
Yep.
is going to be an
Yep.
Encore.
Just gonna make sure Spore doesn't happen here.
So I think we know what Shelgor's 4 moves, probably. It's
Yeah,
very likely to have
Struggle
Acid
Bug,
Spray.
Acid Spray, Final Game.
Yeah,
It's
very likely
looking
has
like
those
it.
2 moves.
Another Moongeist Beam. It is -1, but still going to do plenty of damage. Just get a little bit of chip here and there.
Yeah,
Is all good.
chip on ground is always.
It's actually going to come on in Excelgor. It's going to do less than half. Yeah. Plus the seed boost. You know.
I actually think it's quite a bit for like -1 against +1.
That's true. Wow, that defense boost actually came out clutch.
Could be significant.
Okay, he gives a special defense boost too. So now he's just like real fat Smeargle.
Yeah.
But he's a low, but he's real fat.
Probably still takes it out.
I don't think so. Acid Spray's really weak.
I guess yeah. He might,
I think it's.
I guess he would be. Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have any special attack investment.
I do think this is a really safe struggle bug plus like Pressure's Blades or Eruption or something, because Pressure's Blades will take out Lunala from this range, I think, and you'll be forced to do -2 Moongeist Beam.
Yeah, I think his best play is a struggle bug here.
Yeah.
To cover any potential switches that come in too.
I do think Rayquaza might be coming in, though, since it does avoid the entire thing of Pressure's Blades. And I think that in order to KO Smeargle, you'd have to double up into it. So you're protected from any rogue moves like Dragon Claw or HP Ice if the ground is carrying it, something like that. Rock Tomb.
Unfortunately, Shelgor isn't in the range to take out Rayquaza from a pocket anymore, but it could do significant damage since he lost his Lele, which is probably his biggest answer for Rayquaza.
Yeah, Rayquaza coming in and outspeeding at least
Necrozma too.
Yeah, at least outspeeding Groudon, though, is really crucial. Not being in against Necrozma, having Lele knocked out.
Time to see if this takes out a +2 special defense Miracle.
It does! Nice.
It does not live.
Oh, it's a crit!
Oh,
so that might have mattered, too.
We'll
never know. A lot of crits coming out here.
I hate that.
Yeah, you know, it's Pokemon.
It's like one time I saw someone do exactly half damage to a Pokemon. It's like, okay, damage rolls. How was it going to take out? And there's a crit. It's like, oh, we'll never know.
We'll never know. Pressure's Blades does whiff into the Rayquaza switch-in, so that was a pretty free switch-in on Jared's side. So he's kind of in a good position now to start either setting up or maybe trying to stall out the Psychic Terrain. Lunala is going to come back in, so Trevor's going to have to make a kind of tough decision. I'd say probably Struggle Bug is safe, but...
Struggle Bug would be good because Lunala is probably going to... It would guarantee the Growl lives this turn if you Struggle Bugs Lunala, and it'd be good in the long run. But also, you'd be missing that final game of damage on Rayquaza
to get the damage, just to get the damage.
And now I think based on what he probably has in the back, you might want that extra damage on Rayquaza right about now.
Yeah, and right now Rayquaza is looking pretty okay to set up. He does have to watch out for Encore, but if Jared decides to take out Excelgor this turn with like a Psyshock, targeting that lower physical defense, especially in Psychic Terrain, I think Jared kind of has a safer endgame with the Dragon Dance Rayquaza. We'll see what happens here, though.
He does decide to Final Gambit into the Rayquaza.
Yeah, Final Gambit into Rayquaza.
Take it out, but it'll do, significant damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, but, Rayquaza's still living here, so... we're going to see the Moongeist Beam. This is full power.
Yes, this will do quite a bit.
And locking into Moongeist Beam is actually pretty ideal because whatever's in the back doesn't really want to take the Scarf Moongeist.
I'm going to guess it's...
No setup. Just going straight for the attack.
I think that was a good move.
That's a good move on Jared's part. I was thinking Psyshock plus Dragon Dance was a good move, but I guess it loses to the Final Gambit play.
No, if Jared made a right read there, he made the right read.
Yeah, of course. So, taking a double KO and not doing enough to Jared's Pokemon here really limits, Trevor. If he has Aerodactyl, I mean, he might be okay, but it's not looking like it. It's looking like Necrozma in the back, and that's not great.
That is a forfeit from Trevor's end. I'd say that's probably the thing he's going to do.
So despite having kind of a weird way to go about it, I think Smeargle just, doing its follow me thing really worked out for Jared,
Yeah.
And, the crit in turn 1, we'll never know if that was still a knockout with the -1. We'll have to see if we try it again next game, but it really helped out taking out the Lele not having to take any damage in return, so.
That was just... It's like, oh, it does take it out. Oh, it's a crit. Oh, that's kind of disappointing.
It is a little disappointing. Not very helpful if you're either player, to be honest. Because now they won't really know if that...
That's the thing I wanted to bring up is when you crit someone and you don't know how much damage it would do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's information I don't have for next game.
Yeah, for your mid-set damage calcs, it kind of throws a wrench into prepping for those.
I think Smeargle in particular doesn't really matter because it had Moody Boost, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he was living for so long. I wonder how the game would have turned out if he didn't get a defense boost and he would have went down to Precipice plays.
Yeah, really crucial defense boost there. And, Smeargle, Moody, a lot of people have a lot of feelings on Moody, but it gives you positive boosts maybe 4 or 5 out of 7 times. depending on what you're running.
Yeah.
Because you always like to see the defensive boosts. You love to see speed boosts. You love to see evasion boosts, and sometimes you like to see accuracy, though not all the time.
Yeah, not for Jared. He's using Spore over Lily,
Yeah,
so it doesn't.
so it won't really matter for him. But Smeargle has got a good chance of getting something in its favor, essentially, when you're using it. And those mediocre stats of what is a pretty weak Pokemon at base can start to snowball if you let it sit there too long and get too many Moody boosts. Let's see if Trevor adjusts for the game 2 here. He might just try to do the same strategy where he leads Excelgor Lele and maybe hopes the Moongeist doesn't knock out at -1. But I think Jared did have a pretty good game plan going in. Just, click the Moongeist beam button and maybe Spore something if you can.
Looks like it's... Oh, wait.
Yeah, it looks like the same lead here.
I can't remember Lele's nickname.
That's okay.
Everyone nicknames their Pokemon and I don't. I guess Jared didn't nickname his either. Well,
yeah.
Your version
Mine are nicknamed. Yeah.
I just don't come up
Shoutouts to all the Dragalia Lost players out there.
Hey.
All right, so we're back at the same situation turn 1. I do think Struggle Bug is pretty strong here and will probably happen. I don't see a world where it doesn't, because that Lunala is faster than Lele, and you need to try.
Well, last time it was a crit.
Last time was a crit.
It might live this time, and if he knows his calcs, he might try that again.
Yeah.
If he knows that he can live that.
All right, here's that Struggle Bug. Yep.
Looks like that's what he's going to go for.
Break the Shadow Shield, do a little bit of damage. No Follow Me this time, though, so, Smeargle, if it gets through this turn and gets the Spore off, could be a massive momentum gain for Jared. Here's that Moongeist Beam. Let's see if it was a roll or...
I'm thinking it's going to live.
It does indeed survive.
Trevor had a plan, and I think it worked out.
All right, here's that Moonblast, though. So Moonblast is going to knock out Smeargle, I think.
Yes.
No way it survives that one, right?
Right.
And now, Jared is in the position where he won game 1, and he knows that now that's not going to KO from -1 without a critical hit. Not very many options to come in anymore.
Oh.
There is Ditto, so here's the copy on Excelgor.
So he copies the +1 special effect.
Fortunately, he doesn't copy the Unburden since it was holding an item, and now it doesn't have the Unburden boost anymore. So Trevor still has the speed advantage, and you could always Final Gambit there to get rid of it.
You could, but it's also a free KO on.
But Lele is definitely looking, threatened by from Lunala, and Excelgor being here. On Jared's side, having copied it is pretty threatening too, since I think it outspeeds pretty much the rest of Trevor's team as well.
I think I'm trying to think, because Jared wouldn't be in a good position to Final Gambit because he's down to Pokemon.
Right.
But if Trevor Final Gambits and tries to do that, he's just gonna have double KO on his side.
All right, Rayquaza is gonna come in for that Lunala. Doesn't want to take another Struggle Bug, but it does leave him open to the Tapu Lele's attacks. Potentially. We don't know how fast Tapu Lele is, but I do assume it is the Scarf variant. Yeah, it is going to be faster, so Moonblast is going to target the Rayquaza switch in and knock it out flat. Not a great switch from Jared. I think he probably should have just stayed in and go for the guaranteed knockout, but Struggle Bug is here.
Otherwise, Lele would have just gone completely down.
Yep. Well, now Jared is stuck with, Lunala with a Choice Scarf and his own Excelgor.
All he has to do is Struggle Bug, cripple the Lunala, and then Final Gambit when it's safe.
Yep. Well, you could even Final Gambit right now, but you definitely want to get the cripples from Struggle Bug.
Lunala easily. Then it'll be dead weight when Jared can't even switch out.
Yep. All right, and Primal Groudon coming in is a big offensive threat for both of Jared's Pokemon. You maybe have one shot if you're Jared to do Final Gambit plus Moongeist Beam into that Pokemon, but again with the Struggle Bug, I think it is just going to come down to if Jared gets another crit with the Moongeist Beam.
He might end Necrozma in the back again. So.
Yeah, if Necrozma's in the back, it's just going to come down to a crit.
I was thinking he might Final Gambit the Excelgor just so Jared's Ditto can't Final Gambit the Groudon.
Yeah, of course. I think Groudon's full health and can take a few Moongeists, but
I mean.
You could actually just protect your Groudon and go for Final Gambit on Ditto.
I think it's
and then have a free switch.
I think it'd be better Struggle Bug this turn and then Final Gambit the next turn.
Yeah. We do see protect from Groudon though.
But that's also a good move.
We do see just Final Gambit though. I think he's just going for the free switch.
Maybe he doesn't have a Cosmo in the back in this case.
Maybe not. But Excelgor, we're gonna go ahead and trade that other Excelgor for its life. And we'll see what's in the back, but I don't expect this to go very well for Jared unless he can get a bunch of Precious Blades misses on Trevor's side.
I think he might be safe enough to hit some fire punches.
Just throw Fire Punch out, yeah. It is going to be a Necrozma. I guess he doesn't even have to go Ultra. I'm pretty sure he can take the Moongeist with Prism Armor still.
Yes,
so
true.
This is not looking great for Jared. I think he maybe...
He would need a crit.
He would need like a couple crits maybe and a couple of Blade misses. On top of maybe having to read his opponent a little bit. I'm going to go for the Moongeist. Probably into that Necrozma, to be honest.
Yes. I would imagine so.
Actually, it's going to be in Groudon. It's not as strong as the one before, I think. So kind of high damage roll versus low damage roll there. Here's the Sunsteel Strike. Shield is broken, so let's see how much this does. Sizable chunk, and Fire Punch should just clean it up here.
Yep. That should be game 2 in Trevor's favor.
Yeah, so, Trevor maybe played 2's outs there, too. And maybe he was like, yeah, that Moongeist in game 1 was a fluke.
Jared was too reliant on the strategy that worked the first game, not even considering the fact, I got a crit. Like, that could have made a difference because I was at -1.
Yeah. Well, now he knows, so he might change it up for game 3. But honestly, that might be his best chance to maybe have that game sealed up. I think this time he'll understand that the Excelgor, if you copy with the Ditto, it's not going to be super speedy because it is holding an item. So I think he'll be more aware of that this time going forward, and maybe not choose to copy Excelgor.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might not want to bring Ditto this game.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe bring something like Zapdos or maybe Lucario, but I don't really know what Lucario's doing.
I wonder if Trevor will push it up too.
For
because it might catch Jared off guard, and Jared will try to lead something in order to deal with the Sheldor. Lele.
Well, I guess Lucario isn't too bad. I mean, it does a lot of damage, so if you can get into a position where you can use it effectively, or maybe force an early Final Gambit, then you can kind of be in a better position if you're Jared. We're going to see what happens in Game 3, but I don't think Trevor's going to change his leads, and I don't think Jared is either.
Well, time to find out.
Time to find out.
It looks like it's the same. Well, not quite the same thing. The Pokemon switched around.
The Pokemon switched around. This is actually important because Ditto can come in on a different slot too. We're going to see Lunala, Smeargle.
Actually, no, that is no. I think no. You're right. Trevor did.
Yeah. So Trevor is probably messing around with the Ditto slots now. Excelgor being on the right instead of the left might be a little different from the next time, but I mean Jared still led the same way. So if Smeargle goes down this turn, Ditto will come in and copy the Lele instead. And that's kind of okay. I mean, it's not super great, but if it's got Sight Shock, you can kind of threaten the Excelgor, or at least force it to Final Gambit. Alright, but we'll see what happens here.
Is Trevor safe to do the same thing? Like,
I think so. I think he's really just going for the same thing over and over again.
I expected Jared to switch it up a little bit, but maybe he has a plan that I'm not aware of.
Alright, he is going to go for Follow Me. This is the first game strat where he followed me and got crits. Maybe he's hoping for the same thing to happen.
Jared might do something like that.
I don't know. Getting a special tag drop. This is where Wide Guard would be really helpful, but I don't think it packs it. Well, actually, I know.
No, yeah,
I know
it
doesn't pack it. Moongeist Beam is going to come out. Is going to target down the Lele for sure.
Yeah.
The exact same damage roll here. Moonblast going to take KO.
I think it did 2 damage more? Whatever.
Yeah, that's alright.
Still the same result from
Moonblast is going to KO Smeargle for sure.
So, you can't bring in Ditto this time.
Well, you can't bring in Ditto, but
I'm not sure how.
I don't know how much help it is going to be. Rayquaza is not going to be that much helpful either because it does get one shot by the Final Gambit if it's running no HP, which I know it is.
But does Trevor know that?
And you can't actually Extreme Speed here. Under Psychic Terrain, and you do have to keep Lunala in, I guess. Well, here's what you could do, I suppose. You could Moongeist Beam the Excelgor, prevent Final Gambit from KOing you, then start setting up. But at that point, you're risking getting Encored. So you can't really do that either.
No, you don't want to do that. Rayquaza needs to, like...
It also lets, Tapu Lele get another attack in, and that's not great either. We do see Mega Evolution here. Rayquaza gonna pop off just a little bit.
Doesn't do the swirly thing after the Mega Evolution.
Yeah, I know. They kind of ruined it. They definitely ruined this.
I mean, I guess it's not. This isn't ORAS. It's the Sun and Moon. It's not his game.
Yeah, and there's the Final Gambit. It's just gonna go ahead and knock out the Rayquaza straight. No way of surviving that. See ya.
Trevor loses 2 Pokemon here, but I think that was a worthy trade.
That's a worthy trade. You keep the Lunala in at -1. You do force in potentially Ditto or Lucario. Now, the real thing to consider, though, if you are Trevor, is if it is Lucario, you might have to make a call, since Jared can double up and knock out one of your 2 restricted Pokemon.
Yes. He has a speed and power advantage right here.
Yeah.
Yes, like Groudon might not be able to bulk up 2 attacks from Lucario and Lunala, but however, Rayquaza Mega Evolve. So
okay, so Groudon's going to come in on the right, so Ditto will be copying whatever is in the left.
Which
it looks like it's going to be the Crozma here. That's not great for Jared. Yeah, definitely not. But I do believe it might be faster than Groudon. So you can try to hope for Photon Geyser and going in for another Moongeist. And even at -1, I think Lunala is generally in a decent position here. I'm not sure if Photon Geyser plus Moongeist takes out the Groudon.
Does it have Earth Power? I saw some Necrozmas early today with Earth Power. This one might have it.
Yeah, it may have Earth Power as well.
That would make a difference.
Yeah, but I mean, that still isn't really going to help Trevor in this scenario because they're both going to be Prism Armor. So Earth Power is not going to be doing a whole lot.
It would be if they doubled the Groudon.
I think if Jared doubles the Groudon here and gets the KO, I think he might be able to take out a win.
Yes.
But if Trevor decides to go the other way around, protect his Groudon, well then maybe he's gonna. It's just gonna come down to how you call it. Which one do you want to double this turn?
Trevor's taking a while to decide. I think this is a pretty important turn.
It is a very important turn.
Trevor has the advantage, but it's not impossible for Jared to come back. We're going to see Trevor.
Bright Light is going to Ultra Burst at what is it, Duskmane?
Duskmane, yes.
Can I just call him Lion King? Well, now he's not a Lion King. He's a Dragon King.
Candace is Lion King.
Oh man. Moongeist Beam is going to come out. I mean, it still has to come out. So. All right, let's see the damage. Where's it going? Goes into the Groudon. It is not going to do a whole lot. Sunsteel Strike into the Lunala. I don't think it would go into the other Pokemon.
Yeah.
You already know it's transformed. As Earth Power is going to come out.
He did double the Groudon.
He did double Groudon, but it doesn't do a whole lot here.
Did not do as much as I just
and Fire Punch should be able to knock out Lunala here too. Yeah, critical hit. I don't think that really mattered that time. It's sun boosted Groudon. So
yeah, I think Trevor's Groudon has a lot of attack.
Yeah, I really have to wonder about that Earth Power choice. I think Photon Geyser was probably a little better. You do have the Psychic Terrain. I think
Psychic Terrain would have made.
I think Psychic Terrain makes it even stronger than Earth Power in the first place.
Yes.
So even though you're targeting the lower special defensive Groudon, I think Photon Geyser was probably the better move to make there.
I think Groudon was barely taking it, but I would.
It depends. It really depends.
Based on the damage Earth Power did, I would assume he has a lot of attack and not a lot of special attack.
That's true too. So
he has Photon Geyser and
Sunsteel Strike. So this is going to probably be an Earth Power. Yep. And with the Neuroforce ability, it's going to do a little bit more damage than the previous forms. Photon Geyser is going to come out, and it's not going to hit anything. No. So this is going to be game, set, and match. Jared just kind of maybe didn't assess the last turn there. Chose to go for the looks like much weaker Earth Power instead of the significantly stronger Photon Geyser.
I wanted to see the Ultra Burst move at the end.
Yeah.
I think it actually might have KO'd.
It probably would have. Yeah, it is quad resisted, but
Psychic Terrain is out.
My guy, it's light that burns the sky. It'll burn anything it touches.
Yes.
So
I'm getting flashbacks to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, having to battle the Cosmic game. Like, ugh.
Well, congratulations to Trevor Rosberg for winning the midseason showdown here at Hot Sauce Games.
I can't wait to see them VGC stats.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
All
be.
of these teams,
that's
actually.
gonna. We didn't even get to see
cool
Aerodactyl.
Ryan had a cool team too.
We didn't get to see Aerodactyl or Zerkatry, so I mean, I don't know.
Disappointed.
A little
But
disappointed.
I think Trevor, he had a plan.
He had a pretty good game plan. So, congrats to Trevor. I hope you all enjoyed watching. We do have PC after this, so stay tuned for that.